Hello, it's zoart. Today I will teach you how to draw this picture in a professional way, from the beginning to the end. First, I will show you the tool that I will use to draw this drawing. For the background, I will use a soft charcoal powder from Faber-Castell. If you want to learn how to get a dark black background, you have to watch this video to the end. And you can find it here on the description below. I will also use a graphite pencil, a soft charcoal pencil, a mechanical pencil, an ecco pigment pen, a white pigment ink, an eraser, a mechanical eraser, and a dust-free eraser, makeup brush, and a tissue, and a blending tool. Let's start drawing the background in two layers. To get smooth surface, I will use a soft charcoal powder from Faber-Castell and use a cotton to put it on the paper and move it in a circular direction until we cover all sides and we get a uniform color. You can also use a beauty blender or your fingers and keep stirring until you get a smooth surface. For the second layer, I use soft charcoal mixed with baby oil. If you want to learn how to get a dark black background, you can watch the video at the top of the screen or you can find it in the description below. And be careful if you use this method. If you make a mistake, there is no way to remove it, so take your time while you're drawing. After we finish the background, we let it dry for 20 minutes. Then we move on to the oil. First, use the HB pencil to draw a first layer and press the pencil lightly and not hard, and make sure that the tip of the pencil is sharp. After that, I use brush or tissue to blend it. I use the B pencil to draw the second layer. Do not press on the pencil to have a good shading. Then blend it. After that, we added another layer using the 2B pencil. Don't press too much on the pencil. After that, we use a 4B pencil over all those layers until we get a darker layer and blend it. Use an electronic eraser to get white and gray spot under the owl's back. This type of owl has a mottled color that tend to gray or brown and speckled with a dark marking. Use white pigment ink to add a white spot and use an ecco pigment pen to add a black spot. I will use the HB pencil as a first layer on the top of the wing, as we did on the back of the owl. Then I will blend it with the brush. Then I will add another layer with the B pencil and blend it with the brush. Then I use a 2B pencil and I will keep drawing until I get a suitable color tone that match the picture. After that, I added some detail using electronic eraser to get white spot. Then we move onto the head and use the HB pencil as a first layer. Then use a soft charcoal pencil to highlight the place of the face. This type of owl has a heart-shaped face, which makes it popular among humans. I'll use a brush to blend the HB layer, then move on to highlight the dark places. Blend it, and added another layer using a 2B pencil. After that, I use a tissue to blend it until we get a dark color. Now let's move to the top of the wing and start drawing a first layer using the HB pencil and try to leave some space between each feather and the other. Then use a brush to blend it and use the eraser and add the lines between each feather and the other. I use a 4B pencil to highlight the places of the feather and respect the gaps between each feather and the other. After that, we determine the places of the small feathers and use a blender to blend it. And we blend their places that need blending and shading. As you can see, there has been some changes here. The camera has run out of charge, and I did not pay attention to it. I will tell you what I did here. I added another layer using a 6B pencil and blended, and use a charcoal pencil to fill in the space I left between one feather and the other until it matched the background. Then I used a white pigment ink to add white dots, and I use an ecco pigment pen to add black dots. Well, I will repeat the same method under the wing, just follow me. I will use the HB pencil to draw a first layer on the rest of the feather. Then I will use a brush to blend it. I will use a soft charcoal pencil to add a black spot on the feather, as you can see in the picture on the side. I will use the blending tool on the charcoal to show the spots as in the picture, and on the small feathers as well. Then use the 4B pencil to shade half of each feather. As we can see, the front feather have a light color and the other half are dark. I will use a 2B pencil to add the details and use the brush to blend them until we get a darker layer. I will use an eraser to add the details on the feather and spots. Then I will use a charcoal mixed with the baby oil and use a brush to paint between the feathers and add the details with a charcoal pencil. Then I will continue drawing the sides of the owl to match the background and use cotton or tissue to blend it. I will use a soft charcoal pencil to add some details on the feathers, in the middle and on the side of the feathers with the background. Then I use an ecco pigment pen to add black dots on the feathers and added bristles on the feathers and define the line and the direction of the feathers. As you can see, there has been a change in the owl's wing. The camera has run out of charge and I didn't pay attention again. I think any artist will understand that because when we merge with the drawing, we are closer to the outside world and the thing around us. But I promise you in the next video I will pay attention. But let me tell you what I did here. First, I used B and 2B pencil to get the shade of color. Then I blended them together. Then I added white dots using white pigment ink and black dots using an ecco pigment pen. Now let's move on to drawing the owl's leg. I will use a mechanical pencil to draw the leg. I use a soft charcoal pencil to draw the rest of the background around the owl's leg so that the leg is prominent. Then I use the HB pencil to add the wing's shadow on the owl's thigh and blend it with a brush. I use the blender to blend the charcoal. I will add the wrinkles on the owl's leg using a 2B pencil and mechanical pencil and use a blending brush. I will complete the background drawing around the tree trunk. I added all the small details with ecco pigment pen. I will use a brush to blend the charcoal around the tree trunk and use an electronic eraser to add bristles and other details. Then I will use the mixture of charcoal and baby oil and paint the places I draw with charcoal until it gives a smooth surface. I will use a charcoal pencil to draw the trunk of the tree. I will start with black or dark places, then blend the charcoal with a brush and added details using an eraser. Then added lines on the trunk as cracks. I will use an electronic eraser to add details and light lines, and use white pigment ink to add white dots, and then move to draw the other leg, and use a mechanical pencil to draw wrinkles, and use a charcoal pencil to draw the background around the leg. Then move to draw the face, and use a charcoal pencil to draw the eye, and use a brush for shading, and use an eraser to add lines like feathers. Finally, I will add the details of the background and the face and the leg. I will put the picture in the description below. Anyone who drew this all should send it to me on my Instagram account so that I can add his drawing at the beginning of the next video with his name. I hope you liked the video. If you have any question, write them in the comments. Make sure to hit the subscribe button to receive new tutorials. If you are a new subscriber, put that in the comments.